I am Ma'am Aya, your Applied Economics teacher. So we are here again to explore another lesson in Applied Economics. I hope everyone is in the comfort of their home. So mangyaring humanap ng tahimik na silid o kaya ay sa inyong silid online class as you will be watching this video. I might give an oral recitation. Yes, guys. I will give or might give an oral recitation about this video lecture via online video chat. So make sure na you listen and comprehend. Now the content of this video is your last or learning activity sheet number 7 to 9. So mangyaring tignan ng inyong mga last for the first half of the October. I hope you can still recall our previous video lecture. So if you haven't watched it yet, kindly visit our Facebook page in Applied Econ. So naka-upload yan doon. So kung hindi ka pa nakakasali sa ating group page, no, napag-iwanan ka na, mangyaring mag-visit to my Facebook account. Makikita nyo yan sa later part ng video, sa last part actually. And then see there my pin post, okay? After you visit my account, you see or check out the pin post there on my timeline for the links and then join there. Now, so let's start. Now, the learning activity title are the following for this video. We have the field of economics, the macroeconomics and the microeconomics, also the economic agent types of good. Lahat yan natin pag-aaralan ngayon. So at the end of this video, your students will be able to identify the field of economics, differentiate the microeconomics and the macroeconomics, illustrate the different economic agents, determine the role of the different economic agents, and also enumerate the different economic agents and to determine goods. And also, determine types of goods and classification of goods according to use. Right. So let's start with the field of economics. So here, take note that the study of economics were divided into two, right? So let's have a quick recall about our previous lesson, ha? So again, what is economics? Yes, tama kayo. That's correct. Economics is the study of how humans make choices under conditions of scarcity. So ano nga ulit yung scarcity? Ito yung ating mga limited resources. So that is why we need to study economics para malaman natin kung paano tayo mag-decide or magkakaroon ng decision regarding or in dealing with this scarcity or limited resources. So this decision can be made by individuals, families, business, or societies. So in line with that, the study of economics were divided into two. Yan. So makikita nyo sa inyong mga screen, we have the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. So microeconomics, it is from the Greek word na micros, meaning small, okay? Maliit. So it focuses on the behavior of individual economic units and the functioning of markets. Its perspective focuses on parts of the economy, like the individuals, the firms, and the industries. So kapag narinig nyo yung microeconomics, okay, we're dealing with small, okay? Small behavioral topic in economy. So example, okay, para mas maintindihan natin. If the price of cars go up, what happened to the consumer demand? Okay? So kapag nagtaas ka ng presyo, ano yung mangyayari doon sa demand ng ating mga consumer? So doon, kapag na-encounter nyo yung mga ganitong situation, you can inject into your mind na ito ay isang microeconomics. Another thing, if the income level of the people increase, kunyari, ikaw as a worker or ako as your teacher, tumaas yung aking income or tumaas yung aking sweldo or salary. So what do you think or how will the demand for meat will change? Okay? Kung lahat ng tao tumaas yung kanilang income, so tingin nyo, ano yung magiging impact nito doon sa demand ng meat or chicken? Dadami ba ang bibili ng chicken or bababa ba ito? So yung mga ganyang situation, we are studying or we are dealing with microeconomics. Okay? So ano lang yan? Pag narinig nyo microeconomics, it is between the individuals or the industry, the consumers, and the producers. So limited lang yung scope ng ating microeconomics. While the macro, okay, the macroeconomics in the second image we have here, it is the studies of economy as a whole. Okay? So it also came from the Greek word, diba? Macroeconomics. So macro, or from the Greek word macros, meaning big, malaki. So in macroeconomics, we are interested in economics as a whole. Okay? Pangkalahatan na po siya. It is the studies of the functioning of economics as an aggregate. Its perspective looks at the economy as a whole, focusing on goals like production, the standard of living, unemployment, and inflation. So for example, okay, the countries of unemployment rate. Kunyari, yung pag-aralan natin yung unemployment rate, the changes in price of goods, or the national income of the country, or called as the GDP, or the gross domestic product. So now, kapag yan na yung mga issues, pwede na nating masabi na, we're dealing with macroeconomics. Because macroeconomics has two types of policies pursuing these goals. We have the monetary policy and the fiscal policy. So ang macroeconomics, kapag ang issue ay patungkol sa ating Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, sa ating mga public sectors or the government, now, the economy, or under sa mga yan ay yung ating macroeconomics. So, ayan. Now, we are down to our next topic. And this is the economic agents or stakeholders. So, in this part, we have to know who are the following agents and stakeholders that composes the economy. Sino-sino nga ba ang bumubuo sa ating ekonomiya? And ano nga ba yung mga role nila in our economy? So first, we have this what we called as consumer. Si consumer, he or she is the one who buy and consume goods and services offered by the producers to satisfy their needs and wants. So si consumer, we are actually a consumer. Kasi kapag ikaw nag-purchase ng product, okay, bumili ka kay Aling Nena, then you are considered as consumer. Okay, you are the one who buy and consume the goods, then you are what we called as consumer. Next is the producers. Producers, they offer or produce goods and services to the consumer. So, if kung may consumer, meron din tayong producers. They are the one who are making or producing our goods. For example, in the market, yung mga gumagawa ng mga food natin, yung mga naglalatag sa market ng mga kung ano-anong goods, so they are considered as producers. Yung mga farmer natin, they are considered as producers. Okay? So, public sectors. Ikatlo ay ang ating public sectors. They provide public goods and services such as military, law enforcement, infrastructure, like public roads, bridges, tunnels, water supply, and etc. They also provide public transit and public education and public health. So, yan sila yung ating mga agents and stakeholders. Next is goods. Okay? Ano ba yung tinatawag na goods? Okay? So, goods, it is anything used to satisfy your wants. Anything that satisfy your wants is considered or called as goods. Okay? Kunyari, cellphone. Cellphone, it satisfied you. Diba? So, cellphone is considered as goods. Food, shelter, clothes, lahat yan sila ay tinatawag na goods. So, meron din tayong types of goods. Okay? We have two types of goods, which are the tangible goods and the intangible goods. Tangible goods, these are the material goods or commodities. Example, cell phones, toothpaste, foods, machinery, perfume, lahat ng goods na nahahawakan ng inyong mga kamay ay tinatawag na tangible goods. Ang intangible goods naman, these are goods na in a form of services, okay? So, when they are in the form of services, those rendered by barbers, doctors, engineers, and other professionals are what we call intangible goods. Tulad ng mga teachers, okay? They render services para matuto kayong mga students or learners. So, yung service na binibigay namin ay tinatawag na intangible goods, okay? Yun yung intangible goods. So, magkaiba yung service ng isang teacher at yung nahawakan mong cellphone, which is called as tangible goods. Alright? So, we also have classification or goods that are classified according to use. Ano-ano nga ba yung different classification ng goods according to use? Ayan po sila. So here we have the consumer goods. May tinatawag tayo na consumer goods. Si consumer goods, ito yung mga goods for the ultimate consumption of the consumers. Ito yung mga Colgate, diba? Lagi natin yan binibili. And then bath soap and others. Now we also have the essential goods. These are used to satisfy the basic needs of a man, tulad ng foods, medicine, mga essential yan, okay? Next, we also have the economic goods. Ano yung economic goods? Ito yung mga goods that are useful and scarce. Useful siya at the same time ay scarce, okay? With the value attached to them. And a price has to be paid for their use. Kailangan mong bayaran ito para magamit mo or para makamtan mo ito. So if a good is so abundant and it can satisfy everyone's need without any buying for it, then that good is free. Okay? So halimbawa, ang hangin, the air is free. But the air from the air conditioner or yung hangin na nagmumula sa isang electric fan ay tinatawag na economic good. Why? Because you are paying for the bills, no? Para sa air na nakukuha mo. Unlike yung air na nalalanghap lang natin, that is free. Another thing is yung tinatawag natin na tubig sa apartment at yung tubig sa dagat. Okay? Yung tubig sa dagat, abundant, and it is free. It is free for you to use it. While the tubig in the apartment, binabayaran mo yan siya. Every patak ng tubig ay binabayaran mo. So yung tubig sa apartment, yun yung tinatawag na economic goods. The next one is the capital goods or the industrial goods. Ito naman yung mga goods na ginagamit natin for the production of other goods and services. We have the buildings, machinery, and equipment. So for example, if you are a businessman or an entrepreneur, kailangan mo ng buildings o kaya ng shop, okay? Para maibenta mo yung goods mo. So lahat ng mga ginamit mo para makaproduce ng isang goods or para makapagbigay ng isang goods is what you call as capital goods. Even yung tao, no, it is also considered as capital goods. For example, sa mga restaurants, di ba? Yung ating mga waitress, yan sila ay capital goods para ma-render mo or makaproduce ka ng services or ng goods. Yun yung capital goods. Next is yung luxury goods. Ang luxury goods, ito yung lahat ng goods na pwede ka namang mabuhay kahit na wala sila. Okay? Pero nakakapagbigay naman ito sa'yo ng comfort and satisfaction. Example, perfume, cakes, chocolates, and expensive cars. Pag wala ka bang perfume, hindi ka na mabubuhay. So, ang perfume ay luxury goods lamang. Ito yung mga additional lang na mga goods para ma-satisfied ka. Pero kung hindi mo naman siya kailangan or kayang bilhin, still, you can live without it. So, yung lahat ng goods na yun ay tinatawag na luxury goods. So, that's end with our discussion. Now, in your last, okay, you can see there in your last number 9, roam around your home and try to capture a picture of goods according to use. Consumer goods, essential goods, economic goods, capital goods, and luxury goods using your mobile phone camera. Now, you are going to paste it in the space provided in your last number 9, okay, and try to identify the classification of goods according to its use. Alright, so that's it. So please advance read on the following. So any questions, you can reach me at Hope you guys have learned. Thank you. Credits. Special thanks to all the people who made and released these awesome resources for free. Also, all videos and images used in this content belongs to the rightful owner. No infringement intended.